G'day YouTube, how the heck are we doing? It is Foul Play here. We're back for the second match of this Pioneer League. We won the die roll this time. This 7 looks pretty reasonable, so we'll go ahead and keep it. And our opponent has started the game with 6 cards in hand. We'll pass it to them. And Spikefield Cave from our opponent. Does this mean that they're on a burn deck? Let's play this on the white side. I think we have more white effects than green. ETB draw a card. So this is going to just, we see like one card deeper. That makes our commune slightly more powerful. Sure, we miss out on a point of damage, but we're also potentially up against burn, so this could be a good thing. All right, and we see Seam Vents, so maybe not quite burn. Is it of some description currently? This will Temple Garden and Shock. Pretty creature heavy here. What's going on, deck? Hello. All right, Ethereal Armor is good though. And a couple more creatures to the bottom. I have to think a 5/5 Lifelinker is a pretty good starting point. Up to 24. And Fabled Mirror Breaker from our opponent. All right, this has to be some kind of combo deck, right? Any enchantment off the top would be amazing. Audacity, yeah, let's go, man. And maybe playing this Branch Loft on Pathway on white is gonna come back to get us a little bit. we have plenty of white cards in the deck, right? Yeah, bam, bam, double greens. All right, so we'll go ahead and get in there for 8, putting our opponent to 6. We'll play out this Scout to the side and pass the turn. Opponent gets to discard here. I wonder if it's just like, is it Phoenix or if something more untoward is going on here? Just mana into the grave? That's got to be good for us, right? So another land drop for our opponent. And Indomitable Creativity. All right, what does this do? World Spine Worm. What the heck, man? Hello, World Spine Worm. It's been a minute, my friend. Holy crap. Okay. I'm not sure how we beat that. We might be able to go wide in a few turns, but yeah, our guy's not got flying, so that's pretty rough. All right, and opponent gets Kiki Reflection with a Summoning Sickness. So that's going to be pretty terrifying when they start copying their World Spine Worms. And when they get sacrificed / die, I'm assuming they get to keep the 3 tokens, so it's going to be very difficult to beat at that point. All right, opponent plays Big Score, discarding a card, drawing 2 cards, and making 2 treasure tokens. 4 cards in hand for them here. All right, opponent doing something with these treasure tokens. Another Fabled Mirror Breaker. Holy smokes. At least our opponent's kept on defense with that World Spine Worm, but that is definitely not what we wanted to see in that spot. All right, so I don't see any good attacks for us. We don't even technically have 5 damage wide. All right, so we'll just go ahead and pass the turn and hope for something more fruitful off the top. All right, so opponent discards Valakut and Fabled Mirror Breaker to their one on the battlefield. That's gotta mean bad things for us. Okay, so this is all gonna start happening instant speed real soon. I think we leave SRAM in hand to protect it from potential removal, so we'll just pass to our opponent here. All right, not too surprisingly, opponent copies their World Spine Worm, and there's gonna be more of this coming soon. Impulse as well. And another Impulse from our opponent, okay. So it looks like our opponent has a 2 mana burn spell. Fire Prophecy deals 3 damage to target creature. You may put a card from your hand on the bottom of your library if you do draw a card. So that is instant speed. I guess they can kill the SRAM in response, but we still get the cast trigger should we find an aura. Oh wow, they did that in end step, so they keep this World Spine Worm around. I mean, of course they're going to do that. I can't believe I didn't think of that initially. So 30 damage in World Spine Worms, and that's not going to be quite enough just yet. All right, Kiki copying their own World Spine Worm, and wait a minute, 45 damage, maybe it is going to be enough. Holy smokes. So I guess they just attack with the worms, nothing much else. If we block 5 damage here, does that get us out of trouble? I guess it's only blocking 3 damage, so probably not. It's 45 damage. If we block with our Glade Cover Scout, damage will happen at the same time. So we'll stop 6, we'll gain 8. That stops 14. Just we're in like a really bad spot from there. Trying to recover from this one. At least we get the guaranteed card draw off of Sentinel's Eyes next turn. That's not nothing. Wow, that put us all the way down to 1. All right, dead to Spikefield Hazard opponent. Dead to one of these bad boys. Oh, no, okay, that's just getting sacrificed. Got it. A little bit of a heart attack there for a moment. All right, so just as much power on the board for our opponent. Not an impressive draw, but I guess we'll see what we find off Sentinel's Eyes. It has to be literally be our one of Griffspoon, unfortunately. We do have just enough mana to get there, I guess, but we probably don't have enough damage at that point. All right, so escape Sentinel's Eyes. Going all in on the Basara Archer Tower. Oh wait, if we have Griffspoon, oh damn, we blank. How annoying. If we have Griffspoon, the Generous Visitor will buff our creature to 6 power and we'll actually get the victory attacking in the air. That was reasonably close. We almost got there. All right, so this deck our opponent is on is called Temur Indomitable Creativity. So mostly they are just a combo deck looking to cast Indomitable Creativity, get a Worldspine Worm or a Xenagod. Interaction from them comes in the form of Spell Pierce in the main deck. I guess they got a little bit of creature removal for Light Paws. Also, Rendering Volley can remove Light Paws. I don't think we're going to see Disdainful Stroke. Maybe Negate. Probably Anger of the Gods. Possibly Shark Typhoon. So mostly we just want to be fast here and race. All right. I mean, there's like potentially an argument for SRAM at this point. Our Rune of Sustenance wasn't completely horrible. I don't think we want creature removal, really. God, what do we bring this in for? Hammerhand could be pretty damn handy. I guess we just don't even change our list. Let's just resubmit. Alright, so we're on to play this game. This hand seems reasonable enough to keep. It's like a really good Bogle hand. I just hope with the turn 2 creature it's going to be fast enough against what our opponent's doing. Lead on Razorverge Thicket. So tap land from our opponent. Hopefully we see one more land source. Beautiful, that's what we want to see. Alright, we'll hold the Beseiju in hand just for now. So this white source as well is going to make it easier to resolve our auras, right? Opponent shocks in Steam Vents. This is probably a negate from their end. So let's go ahead and see what they do when we cast an Ethereal Armor here. We find like Floofy Paws. I don't really think we want to cast it. Another Ethereal Armor. Does this one get counted? No. Alright, so I guess they're just gonna like, what was it called? Impulse on their own turn. We just get to go fairly unopposed here. So attack for 10, put our opponent down to 8, and I think they're gonna be a turn 2 slow getting there. Yep, there's Impulse from our opponent. Well, our opponent concedes after untapping on turn 3, onto Sideboarding. I don't really think we want to change anything. Let's just get back into it. Alright, so this hand looks pretty reasonable. It's still a little bit soft to Anger of the Gods from our opponent. We also deal a little bit of damage to ourselves, but we do have our Evasive Aura in hand, which is nice. Find Basara Archer Tower off the top. Alright, hopefully we see 0 more creatures for this game, like 1 more land and then just all auras. Fingers crossed. Alright, opponent holding up that. We find a Ganjo off the top. Not like a huge fan of any of our plays here, really. I think holding a Ganjo is wise though. If we Generous Visitor plus Ethereal Armor, that takes our creature to a 3/3, so it dies to Anger of the Gods. If we Grisburn, Ethereal Armor, again takes our creature 3/3, so it dies to Anger of the Gods. I guess we'll just like Generous Visitor first up, maybe then Grisburn, because Grisburn can theoretically come back from the grave. That would require drawing like 2 lands potentially though. I still think this is the best line really. Alright, so all that has resolved. We do get to attack for 3 damage here. And end of turn, opponent casting Impulse. And Spikefield Cave entering tap, so we have another turn to try and get there. Cartouche of Solidarity off the top as well. I guess we play out our Organjo. We go like bam bam, we get 3/4. 5/6 power, so that will take our creature to 9 damage and kill our opponent in 2 turns. Seems pretty reasonable to me. Seems like something I can get behind. Playing Ethereal Armor here will play into Spell Pierce, unfortunately. I think we've got to do it, right? Surely... Maybe they wouldn't Spell Pierce a Grisburn. Alright, let's just make them have the Spell Pierce. Damn, they have like a 2-mana Spell Pierce. Ah, that's so annoying, man. I guess maybe we should have like Basara Archer Towered and then Ethereal Armored next turn. It's hard to play around. Well, we do attack for 7 damage, put our opponent to 10. 1 aura away from getting there realistically. And opponent spends the turn casting Fabled Mirror Breaker, so they're going to get a 2/2 creature to block with. Any aura off the top, please. Commune is not an aura, but hopefully it can find one. Sentinel's Eyes. Let's go, team. Oh, this is like so gosh darn close to getting there. So our creature will be 8 power. We can take it up to 9 and attack wide, right? So our creature is just at 8 power. If our opponent blocks any of these ground creatures, they get to live to fight another day. But we do have flying damage, and I don't think our opponent has a good way to deal with a flying creature, so let's just stay calm while we can. A trigger from the Fabled Mirror Breaker. Opponent discarding 2 Secrets of the Key. Our opponent untaps, thinks for a little bit and concedes the match. Let's go, guys. I hope you enjoyed that one, guys. If you did, let me know in the comment section below. Until next time, have a wonderful day. I'll see you then.